and welcome to finally a new episode of the Knitting Hobbit podcast. It has been quite a while, but I want to get back into it. We're going to try an unedited everything I knit in 2025. It's going to be a lot, so grab your drink, grab your knitting, and let's go. First off, an honorary mention. This is the Diane sweater by Colibri by Johanna. I started this during the Christmas holidays, just before Christmas, but I finished it in the new year. But like most of it was knit in 2025, so I just wanted to show it off as well. Pino is meowing. This is knit in the Nocturne Studio Spellbound in their Queerdo colorway that they do every year for Pride Month. She wants to say hi. And I held it together with Lana Grossa Silk Hair in the colorway black. So yeah, that is the Diane sweater by Colibri by Johanna. Let's move to the next one, which is the Monday sweater by Petite Knit. I knit this in the Wee Yarn Company Hyacinth Boucle. I cannot remember the exact colorway name at the moment, but here it is. I held it together with Lana Grossa Eco Pino. I work at a yarn store that sells Lana Grossa, and I have a really nice discount, so you'll see a lot more from that brand. The Hyacinth Boucle is a lace weight boucle yarn, and it's really nice and soft and fluffy. So yeah, the Monday sweater by Petite Knit, really comfy and cozy. I knit another Monday sweater later this year that I don't have right here because my boyfriend has it. I knit that one in Holst Super Soft Held Double, and I added a little Latvian braid around the collar and just before the sleeve cuffs. Next up is another Petite Knit. I have a couple favorite patterns from her, but I don't buy every new basic sweater pattern from her. Just a few favorites. So this is the September jacket, and this is the second one that I have knit. This one is knit in Drops Fiesta together with Drops Kid Silk Mohair. I'm not sure of the name of the Fiesta color in English, but in Dutch it's called Fruithagel, which is this sugary stuff that you can put on your bread, and the colors are perfectly Fruithagel. It's really well named. I really love this pattern. It is the second one I've knit, and it is really comfortable and cozy and nice and warm with the merino and the Kid Silk Mohair held together. So yeah, next up is a test knit I've done, and it is the very first Intarsia project I've ever done. So it is this Get a Drip cardigan by the Anxious Knitter, I believe. Gorgeous design. I don't wear it as much as it is very oversized, like these sleeves. My arm is here, so it is not the most practical, but it's pretty comfy just around the house. And it's a really cool design. I do have to say, knitting Intarsia like this with really chunky yarn, where you can't make small bobbins, but you really have to keep the entire ball attached, it's not my favorite. Because you have to keep like picking up the balls and like switching them over and like untangling them all the time. And I did get a system down, but it was still too much of a hassle in my opinion. But I am really happy with the finished object, and I really like how she designed that this drip continued perfectly down on the sleeve and at the back as well. So yeah, that is really, really nice. Yeah, nice and comfy, but don't wear it as much as it's really bulky. But if that is your thing, definitely give it a go because it's a really fun pattern. Next up is actually something I crocheted. I crocheted a hexagon cardigan, and I wear this so much during spring when a properly like full thick knitted cardigan is just a bit too much. Because of the grannies, you can see through a bit and it's quite nice, light and airy. So I wear this a lot during spring, and I also really love the colors. I just made this with a free tutorial on YouTube. If you Google hexagon cardigan, you get a million patterns and tutorials and everything. So yeah, I made it, I wanted to say knitted, but I crocheted it with Gomitolo Magico from Lana Grossa. It is sadly, they sadly don't have it anymore, and they also don't really have a similar color anymore in a different line of the Gomitolo yarns. But I've also made another one for my boyfriend that you can find over on Ravelry in my project. That one I made with Gomitolo Versione, and that one has like a long, how do you call it, like collar chains that takes long. So it's more as if, more similar to making it with like different balls of yarn and making the gradient yourself. It has a long gradient, and this one is just very fun and variegated. So different vibe, same cardigan, same yarn, really nice. You also, if you make this with Gomitolo, you just need 2 balls of yarn for it. The Gomitolos are big balls, they're 200 grams and they're like this big. I think it's 50% acrylic, 50% wool, but with something like this, I don't really notice the acrylic. And yeah, I think it's lovely. And yeah, and for like 40 euros you have a cardigan. Or if you work at a yarn store where you get a good discount like me, it's even less. So that's great, of course. Now we are moving into summer, so this was a spring make. Then another spring make is this. I haven't steamed any of them because there's a lot. So that would take me hours to get through all of them. So excuse the wrinkles. It's been in my, I have a big drawer underneath my bed and they're all in there. So this is the, what's it called again? Cumulus blouse or tee, the fingering weight version by Petite Knit. It is my favorite fingering weight raglan pattern. I really like how this raglan sits and it's just really comfortable. I have modified this myself to the round neck because she has, the pattern I own is the V-neck version, and then later she released a round neck. But I just figured I can figure it out myself. It's not that hard to make a round neck. And I didn't want to buy another entirely separate pattern for just a different neckline, but everywhere else the same stitch counts. So yeah, the yarn is Undercover Otter. I think this is on their Scream sock base. It is fingering weight, so I assume it's that one. And I think, oh, I'm so sorry Aiden if you're watching, it's like Ice Cream Man or something like that. But yeah, very fun, very bright, very spring. I'll definitely be wearing this with Easter this year. And yeah, nice. I always love a simple stockinette pattern. Next up is another test knit. This time I got to test knit for Jessie May. Wait, this is the front. And this is the Sunday swirl tank top. And I knit this in Holst garn. I think it is in Coast. I am terrible. It's this really, really pretty cable and lace combination. And it is in this pretty lavender color. And yeah, it was a super fun pattern to knit. After the fingering weight sweater, this flew by so fast. It was really fun to knit, and it was such an honor to test knit for Jessie May. I think she's one of the biggest designers I follow, and yeah, that was really, really fun to do. So yeah, it's holding up really well. It's nice to wear in the summer. I like to just put on like a sports bra or something underneath because it is see-through. But yeah, a sports bra, I always feel like it's fine, and then it's nice and airy with the lace. Another really airy project. I had quite a bit left over from the hyacinth boucle from the very first finished object of the year. And with that, I need to look what the front is, I have no clue. I made the Look at My Holes by James & Watts. I actually don't know what the front is, but I don't think it matters. There are short rows in here, but I can't figure. Oh, it's inside out. I'm sorry, I am a very organized person. Yeah. Okay, we're back on the rails. So this is the Look at My Holes by James & Watts. And it was such a fun pattern to knit. I definitely want to make a long sleeved version as well at some point. But for now, this is great to have. It's very nicely oversized. And again, just with a tank top or a sports bra underneath. Even though it's really fluffy yarn, because I held the hyacinth boucle together with some drops kid silk mohair that was left over from the September cardigan. So it is very fluffy and like hairy, sort of, if that's the right word. But it is very, very comfortable. And yeah, especially in spring, I wouldn't wear this with the heat wave. But I think I have last year and it actually wasn't too bad. So yeah, the neckline has grown a lot though, but I quite like it for something summery and loose fitting anyway, like this. So next up, I'm flying through these, by the way. Yeah, I just didn't want this video to take like an hour. But I also feel like I don't have that much to say about them. They're just all like nice projects. This one is the Ursina by Jack Seaslag. I must be butchering that name, I'm so sorry. But yeah, this is this pattern has a sport weight gauge and a worsted weight gauge mentioned. I knit the sport weight version, but with fingering weight yarn. So I knit it quite loose, but it still looks really, really nice. And look at that yarn in the light. This base is Spellbound from Nocturne Studios. And I don't know the percentage of silk, but around halfway it's like wool and silk. So it's really lovely, really luxurious. It's really nice and drapey, but also the stitch definition for the half brioche that you knit here looks absolutely great, I think. Yeah, so this is another little spring summer sweater for colder evenings or just like nice spring days. I don't wear it as much currently because it's been really, really cold. And the fingering weight garments are simply too thin for that. But I do wear them loads in spring and in autumn. And when I'm a little bit cold in summer. So yeah, really, really happy with this. Love the color, love the yarn. I want to knit everything in this yarn. I knit the Diane sweater in it as well, together with the mohair. I love it. Next up is a test knit. Another one. This time for Famke from Mipi the Label. And wait, I test knit the Mabel Meadow cardigan for her. I haven't worn this one that much yet because it's also one of those really light and airy cardigans, and I think I'll wear it a lot in spring, but currently it just doesn't add that much warmth to your outfit, because I've knitted in Lana Grossa Cassata, and it's this blown yarn, and the pattern also has lace in it, so that's like ventilation. But yeah, it has lace and a cable and then seed stitch or moss stitch. I never know the difference. Was very, very, very fun to knit. I really love testing it. I think I might knit this again, but in a solid color, because I do think, I didn't know this yarn was going to be quite so stripy as it is. And it's not too bad, like you can still see the patterning really nicely, but I think it just comes out better in a solid color. And the back also has the pattern. But yeah, really, really fun. Not my last test knit for Famke. I have another one coming up. But yeah, lovely fit. I think this will definitely get a lot of wear in the spring. Then we get to winter knits. Fall, winter, that vibe. I had another test knit. I signed up for loads of them, apparently. This one was for Inga, or Knitting Traditions, here on YouTube and on Instagram. She designed this. Ooh. Just need to get my glasses in. Oh, it matches very well with my pants. She designed this gorgeous raglan sweater that has these cable details that also go up the sleeve and down the body. And then instead of ribbing, you just do a thick band of those cables. I also knit this one in the Nocturne Studio yarn. Apparently I'm either using Lana Grossa yarn or hand dyed. Yeah. The colorway is called Bramble, and I knit this on the Strika DK, which is a very like structured yarn. I was supposed to do the turtleneck, but I was short on yarn, so I just made it a double folded neck. But Inga has a whole bunch of different necklines mentioned in the pattern, so there's some options for you. Yeah, oh, the pattern is called the Frer sweater. Love it, really comfy as well, and just a nice everyday throw on. A little bit fancier, but still super, super wearable. Then next, oh, this style should be the other way around. I finished my very first own design. So it's out now. It is called the Bombadil scarf. And it is this brioche scarf. It has honeycomb brioche at the start and at the end, and then a regular brioche in the middle. It is knit on corner to corner, so you cast on in a corner and you knit diagonal, and that way you get this diagonal line that I think gives it a nice look, because it was just a straight line. I feel like that would be a bit weird. I did some stockinette in the middle between the two textures, just to break it up a little bit, and that is also the only purling you're doing for this entire scarf. I love wearing chunky scarves like this, but it's just not, usually there's a lot of purling and I'm not a big fan of that. but the way brioche is knit, and honeycomb brioche as well, when you knit it flat, there's no need. You can knit this pattern at any gauge. The sample is in Alta Moda Cashmere 16 from Lana Grossa, but I have made swatches in fingering weight and other weights, and it looks great in everyone, in everything. Because you knit it on a diagonal, you can simply keep on increasing until this point to your knitting needle is the amount of centimeters that you would like it to be. I have the amount of centimeters from my scarf mentioned in the pattern, so you have like a handhold, but you can of course make it any dimension that you want because it's just a scarf. And by weighing how much you use in this first part, you can use up all your yarn, because you simply have to make sure that when you start the part on the other side that you have enough yarn. So yeah, just need to weigh it and then you can use up all your yarn. In any gauge, any yarn, I think it will be really fun to see this knit up in some different yarns. Knottable kindly sponsored the test knit, so there is kits available on their website with the Alta Moda Cashmere 16, and all the testers use that yarn as well. But I think it will be really nice in the coming months to see it in other yarns, and I might knit another one myself in like a fingering weight or something, to have a slightly less chunky scarf for when it's just a little bit chilly. The next test knit that I did for Mipi the Label or Famke is the Inga Owl sweater. I knit this in a yarn from Edna. I think it's from Yarbo, which is one of the brands they own. I think they own it, pretty sure. Yeah, it is a lovely textured sweater. I used merino raggi, or just raggi, I'm not sure, and their mohair. I do have to say, unlike the scales of softness, their merino is absolutely great, really soft, really nice. But this mohair, it is one of the prickliest mohairs I've worn, and I've used quite a bunch. So just know that if you're sensitive to mohair, I wouldn't recommend this, but if you're not too sensitive to it, then it's absolutely fine. I did have to do some sweater surgery on this one, because at one of the fronts, I think on this one, I messed up. They were just like, or the other way around, I don't quite remember. But yeah, I think you can barely see it. They're nearly even now. There's just a little tiny crookedness, but by far not as much as it used to be. The sleeves got a little bit long, but that's nice and cozy. I don't mind it. And you do these fun lateral braids with a crochet hook, actually, which is a technique I've never used before. I've done the Latvian braids where you twist the two yarns around each other, but this one is with a crochet hook. So you basically crochet around, and that way you get these braids. Really fun knit with all the different textures. It's mainly just different ways of knitting and purling. And then you have this fun faux cable thingy over the shoulder and the sleeves. Yeah. Really comfy and really nice. You know, it's on the little pinot break. Precious baby. Next I knit another design by Colibri by Johanna. This is the, oh, my glasses. This is the Electrine. I'm sorry, I really should have steamed them, but I really adore this sweater. It is absolutely stunning and really comfortable. So I knit this one in a really old stash yarn that I had. I think it's Mominoki Rami Silk. I think that's what it is. I have no clue what the color name is. Maybe something like flamingo or something like that's in my brain. But I held it together with, again, Dropskid Silk Mohair, just in a baby pink colorway. You can find everything over on my Ravelry, so if you're wondering, look over there. Little peanut. But yeah, really gorgeous lace design that is very, very fun to knit. I really loved working on this sweater because you have the really pretty saddle shoulder that fits really well, and then some nice stockinette, then some cables, or not cables, lace knitting, then some stockinette again for the sleeve, then again some lace knitting, then some stockinette and some more lace knitting. So it's a really nice combination of really easy and nice and more complicated and, I don't know, mindful. Yeah, and the result is this stunning sweater with these fun sleeves. I love it. I really, really love it. We are getting towards the end. There is, I think, three projects left. In December, I had a really, really big finishing old whips month. This one was a new one, but the Frer lingered for a while, and the Inga sweater, that one didn't linger. The scarf, the Bombadil scarf, that one lingered. And then also, I had cast this on like 2 years ago. For this one, I need to take my glasses off. This is the back. Yeah. So this one I cast on 1 or 2 years ago. I don't quite remember. A while ago, and then I put it in my, I have like an IKEA Kallax. I put it in one of those boxes and it was never to be seen again. But I finished it in December or November, I don't know, and I really, really love it. It is super comfortable, super warm, great for winter walks. It is the Terraso sweater by Petite Knit. It has this comfortable high neck, and I knit it in Istex Plotulopi. It's pretty in the sun as well. Yeah, it was a bit rough on my hands to knit it, which is why I didn't finish it as soon. But I'm really happy that I did, and it's really a workhorse sweater, great for walks and everything like that. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry, I just had a coughing fit. At Christmas I got sick and the cough hasn't left me yet, and it was doing really well, but I think it was just too much talking, and then a little bit of fuzz from the Plotulopi I think came in my throat, and it just wipes me out for a bit. But we're back. Need to catch my breath, my god. This is my next finish, and this one was teamwork with my mum. I will give her credit. I knit the entire body, but was so done with this big star snowflake pattern. Flower, I don't know, I hear it being called all these different names. Yeah, it is gorgeous, but such a big repeat is just not that fun to knit, in my opinion. I love this little repeat, but this gorgeous, but so I was really over it by the time the body was finished. It's bottom up, knit the body, then knit the sleeves. So my mom did the sleeves for me, and then I sticked it and put it together. And I just wanted to show you somehow with my row gauge. This isn't by design, I believe, but the star on top of my shoulder perfectly matched up the front with the back. I Kitchenered it together, and that is this middle row. I'm only missing like there should be a lilac stitch, 2 lilac stitches here and 1 there. Like you can see, those 2 and that one. But perfect point to join the shoulders. Here it's a bit tighter, but that's the Kitchener I'm super proud of. It looks really good. And then sleeve exactly perfectly in the middle. Yeah, super satisfying. I was really, really happy with that. This is the Lillehammer pullover, but I did modify it. This little pattern is from her other design, which is the Arundel pullover. But I thought this pattern fit this pullover better, and then the small pattern that was with this pullover would fit the Arundel better. I would have personally switched them, so I did on this one. Yeah, and it's just a really simple, easy modification because it's such a small, like, colorwork pattern. But I think it fits it so well, and it is so comfortable. And yeah, really nice and warm. Knit this in Holst Super Soft. So the base color is black, and then for the contrast color, I don't know if you can see it, but I held, yeah, you can see it a bit. I held Rosebud together with, I believe it's called Princess. All Holst Super Soft. Yeah, really happy with this. Holst looks so good in colorwork. I have another colorwork project in Holst on the needles, and I'm so excited for it. Also, it's really nicely oversized. Not too much, still fits in a jacket great, but plenty of room. Yeah, really, really happy with this one as well. And then we get on to the very last project of the year. I cast this on just before the Christmas holiday, and then I finished it in like the first week. So this is a modified Heirloom quilt cardigan. I'll just do up the buttons for you. I just added really plain black buttons because the cardigan itself is exciting enough. I felt I don't need any special buttons because that would just take away from the gorgeous design. So I've knit this with Etna Jarbo Zwarte Verret, I can never remember. Merino, it's simply called Merino. Nothing extra in the name, just Merino. It is a decay weight merino yarn, and I obviously used black. I love black against something colorful. It's really, I think it makes the colors pop so nicely. But I keep on Instagram seeing people doing it with white, and that looks really pretty as well. But for some reason, when I'm shopping yarn, I'm never drawn towards white. I'm drawn towards black if I'm looking for something for the background. But maybe 2026 we'll make a white background sweater. I think it just looks really fun with all these like bright colors. So yeah, originally you knit this pattern by knitting all the squares separately, and that's just, and then sewing them together. It's not how I work. I will never work like that. No, ma'am. And also every square will have a different background color. I wanted to use all these fun colors, and I wanted to make sure they will all come out good. So I figured the easiest way to do that is just to make the background color the same. So, I'm sorry, my voice is a bit weird since I had to cough. And I simply cast on bottom up. I cast on all the stitches, added up like all the squares, and yeah, added up all the stitches for all the squares, and just knit some 1 by 1 ribbing. And then I made all these little bobbins with it is an old Advent and sock yarn scraps and just everything I could find in a rough color palette that's like purple, pink and yellow, which is my life. And yeah, started knitting the stars, so all the way around in a really long row. And then I looked at the measurements and I split the front from the back, from the arm. So I knit this front, then the back, and then this front. Kitchenered them together, did the neckline, and then did the sleeves. I was thinking of maybe doing like a contrast border on the sleeve, so the ribbing on the sleeves would be like pink or yellow or something. But I ended up just doing them plain, just really so that the attention is to the stars and nothing like takes away from it. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I think by doing it this way, it makes it more easily to make an outfit with, because the other one, it is gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but it's just quite busy with all the different colors completely mixed up together and having the sleeves different colors. And I think this way it's still really fun and unique and colorful, but it's also a lot easier to wear. So yeah, that is the last one. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope to pick up regular podcasting again. I am working on normal whips, but I'm also working on a new design, and I really hope that will go well. It is my first sweater design, and trying to do all the calculations when math usually isn't your thing, but Excel is, has been interesting and has been a fun puzzle that I've really enjoyed. And I've also really enjoyed the complete process of the Bombadil scarf. So there might be more designs for me soon, or soon, I don't think soon actually, but in the coming year. I really want to pick that up. I have so many ideas. As soon as the Bombadil scarf test started, it was like a little drawer in my brain opened, and all of these design ideas came out of it, and I want to knit all of them. So yeah, I hope to catch you soon in a regular episode. But for now, you're all caught up with everything that I knit in 2025. Bye bye.